Hello and welcome to Byju's IAS. Welcome to Daily Quiz. Let's look at question number 1. Consider the following statements. Number 1, Aadhaar number is a 12-digit random number issued by the Unique Identification Authority of India only to the citizens of India. Statement number 2, Aadhaar number profiles people based on caste, religion, income, health, and geography so that social security schemes can be tailor made for specific target groups. Statement 3, there are civil and criminal penal consequences for unauthorized access to CIDR, which is Central Identities Data Repository, including hacking and penalties for tampering with data in the CIDR. Which of the above statements are incorrect? Statement number 1. Yes, Aadhaar is a 12-digit random number, but it is not issued only to the citizens of India. It is issued to all the residents. That means even foreigners who have been staying in India for 6 or more months, they are also eligible for Aadhaar. Aadhaar is only a proof of identity. Aadhaar is not a proof of citizenship. So statement number 1 is incorrect. Statement number 2, Aadhaar does not profile people based on caste, religion, income, health, and geography. No. Statement 3, yes. There are both civil as well as criminal consequences if you access CIDR, unauthorized access to CIDR. So statement number 3 is correct. But what is the question asking you? Which of the above statements are incorrect? So 1 and 2 are incorrect. A is the right answer. What is the context? The year was 2017. What Supreme Court did? Supreme Court said right to privacy is a fundamental right under Article 21 of the Constitution. But 1 year later in 2018, Supreme Court upheld the validity of the Aadhaar Act. And now a 5-judge bench of the Supreme Court is going to study that Aadhaar verdict today. Let's see what's going to happen in the Supreme Court. So this is the context to question number 1. Let's look at question number 2. And this is the question which was asked in prelims 2020 on Aadhaar. Consider the following statements, and this is to give you an idea how the questions are framed by the UPSC. Look at the screen and answer the question in the comment section. Aadhaar metadata cannot be stored for more than 3 months. This statement is incorrect. Why? Because Aadhaar metadata cannot be stored for more than 6 months. Statement number 2. State cannot enter into any contract with private corporations for sharing of Aadhaar data. This statement is correct. Aadhaar is mandatory for obtaining insurance products. No. Statement number 4, Aadhaar is mandatory for getting benefits funded out from the Consolidated Fund of India. This statement is correct. B. 2 and 4 is the right answer. Because in the Aadhaar judgment of 2018, the Supreme Court defined that there are welfare schemes which are funded from the Consolidated Fund of India. That is why the central governments as well as state governments, they can make possession of an Aadhaar necessary, mandatory for getting benefits, subsidies and other services which are funded from the Consolidated Fund of India. That is why statement number 4 is correct. B is the right answer. Question number 3. State disaster response funds have been constituted by all the states under their respective state laws. The center contributes 75% of these allocations for all the states and union territories. The annual central contribution is released in 3 equal installments as per the union budget. A state government may use up to 10% of the funds available under the SDRF for providing immediate relief to the victims of natural disasters that they consider to be disasters within the local context in the state and which are not included in the notified list of disasters of the Ministry of Home Affairs. What's the correct answer? Statement number 1, state disaster response funds have been constituted by all the states not under their respective laws but under the Disaster Management Act of 2005. Statement number 2, the center contributes 75% of the allocation for all the states and union territories. No. For general category states, the center contributes 75% of these funds. But for special category states, it is 90%. That means for special category states, 90% funds are contributed by the center. That's why statement 2 is incorrect. Statement number 3, the annual contribution is released in 3 equal installments. No, in 2 equal installments, and that too not as per the union budget, but as per the recommendations of the Finance Commission. So all the 3 statements are incorrect. D is correct. That means 4 only is the right answer. What is statement number 4? J&K heavy snowfall has been declared state-specific natural calamity. That means there is a list of notified disasters released by MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs. In this, heavy snowfall is not mentioned. But what the state government can do, even if heavy snowfall is not mentioned in the list of notified disasters by MHA, now what the state or a union territory can do, it can specify a disaster as disaster within the local context in that state, even if they are not included in the notified list of disasters. And then what will happen? The state government may use up to 10% of these SDRF funds to cater to that disaster, which is categorized as disaster within the local context in the state. That's why statement number 4 is correct. Now let's look at question number 4. CGST Act gives power to authorities to arrest any person if there is reason to believe that that person has committed tax evasion. Here is a person A. The authorities believe that this person has committed evasion of taxes. Then this person can be arrested. That means there is suspicion that this person has evaded tax. Based on this suspicion, authorities can arrest this individual. But the authorities, they need not provide in writing. Why do you believe that this person has evaded tax? This provision, section 69 of the CGST Act, this provision has been criticized by many because it gives too wide powers to the authorities that if you believe that somebody has evaded tax, you can arrest those individuals and you don't have to even provide the reasons. What led you to believe that these individuals have evaded tax? That means too wide powers have been given to the authorities under CGST. In fact, this provision was challenged in the courts as well, in the Bombay High Court as well. But the context here is Delhi High Court has upheld these arrest provisions in the CGST Act for tax evasion. Both these statements are correct. So C is the right answer. Now let's look at question number 5. The Solidarity and Stability Agreement recently seen in the news is related to the boycott of Qatar. The year was 2017. Saudi Arabia and her allies cut ties with Qatar and imposed air, land and naval blockade on Qatar. Why? There were many allegations. One allegation was that Qatar is very close to Iran and Qatar funds and supports terrorist organizations. But now what has happened? GCC, Gulf Cooperation Council, it has signed a deal and it has removed all sanctions on Qatar. And that agreement is known as Solidarity and Stability Agreement. And because of this agreement now, Qataris are heading to Saudi Arabia after reopening of the border. What is this Nagorno-Karabakh conflict? This is the conflict related to a dispute, territorial conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Let's look at another question. GCC or Gulf Cooperation Council is a regional intergovernmental political and economic union consisting of all Arab states of the Persian Gulf. Not all Arab states of the Persian Gulf because Iran is not part of it. Iraq is not part of it. That is why the statement is incorrect. All current member states are monarchies. That's true because if you look at which are these countries which are part of Gulf Cooperation Council, we have Bahrain, we have Kuwait, we have Oman, we have Qatar, we have Saudi Arabia, and we have UAE, United Arab Emirates. All these are monarchies. The headquarters of GCC is in Riyadh. This is correct. Which of the above statements are correct? C. 2 and 3 is the correct answer. Now let's look at the fact of the day, vanadium. What is the context? Arunachal harbors a vanadium source. This is today's The Hindu newspaper. Vanadium was discovered in 1801. It is basically a transition metal that resists corrosion. And vanadium is primarily used as steel additive for strengthening steel and titanium. Can be important statement for your prelims examination. Vanadium is essential to some species as well, including humans, although we need very little of vanadium. We take in just about 0.1 milligram each day. That is it from our daily quiz segment. Thank you for being with us. Have a great day.